It's not vice versa.
Amen.
You have to make God a priority. And when you make God a priority, God will make you a priority. God can't be at the bottom of your list
Amen.
of priority. God has to be at the top of your list of priority. You can't worship God when you want to. You have to make it a priority to worship God. You can't worship God in good times. You got to worship God in good times and in bad times. You got to worship God in between time, in the right, wrong, and indifferent. You got to worship God when you don't have two nickels to rub together. You got to stand in faith and believe that in spite of everything that is happening in your life, that God still has a purpose and a plan for your life. Is there anybody up in here who recognize that God has never left you? He will never forsake you. Can I get a witness up in here that in spite of all that happens in your life, God will still make ways out of no way? I don't know who that's for, but you don't have to worry. God's going to make a way. When you make God a priority, when you worship him in spite of the pain that's going on in your heart, when you worship him above your problems, when you worship him above your kids, when you worship him above your family members, when you worship him above your job obligations, and you stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, and though your heart may be heavy, you still got a praise in your mouth. Though the pain may be flooding your heart, you still get up in the morning and bless his name, because you know he's worthy of all praise, glory, and honor. You worship him in the beauty of holiness, not because of what he does, but simply because of who he is. Daniel stood like the national hymnal of the African American, but said, lest our hearts get drunk with the wine of the world and we forget you. But Daniel is saying, I'm not going to forget. I know that the God that I serve is real.
My God.
I know that the God that I serve is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that I could ask for faith. The God that I serve is not only real, but that he's real in my life. My experiences with God tells me that God will make ways out of no way. My experiences with God is that if he blessed me there, he'll bless me here. My experiences with God, that when I look back over my life, I see the handiwork of God. I see the favor of God. I see God protecting me even when I really didn't know him. I see the handiwork of God all over my life. And every place that I go, I still see God continuing to bless me over and over and over. He blessed me when I didn't deserve to be blessed. He blessed me when I didn't even know him. He blesses me even when I messed up. He blesses me in spite of who I am, and I'm going to trust him. Oh God. Daniel said, no, I don't want no wine. No, don't want no king's meat. I got everything I got, and everything that I need is in God. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I don't want it because I don't need it. And I don't need it. And I don't want it. And I don't want it. And I don't need it. Wait a minute, that's something coming up with something right there. I don't want it. And I don't need it. I don't need it. And I don't want, wait a minute, I'm going to say that one more time. That ought to be somebody's proclamation right there. I don't want it. And I don't need it. I don't need it. And I don't want it. I don't want it. And I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And I don't need it. Daggone it. I said it. I don't want it. And I don't need it. He said, well, what do you propose? What do you propose? He said, well, I'll tell you what. Check on us in 10 days. If we don't look better in these next 10 days,
My God.
then it's all right. But give us 10 days.
Good God Almighty.
Give us 10 days. See, some of us, we won't give God 2 hours.
My God.
But Daniel gave him 10 days.
Yes, Lord.
We can't even give God 2 days. Daniel gave him 10 days.
My God.
We won't even give God 30 minutes. Daniel gave him 10 days. We won't even give God 30 minutes of prayer time. And Daniel gave him 10 days. We won't even give God 5 minutes of our time. And Daniel gave him 10 days. Come on, somebody need to help me up in here. How much time are you willing to give God to go to work on your behalf? How much time are you willing to put it in the Lord's hand and let the Lord do what God does best? How many of us are willing to wait on the Lord and be of good courage and let him strengthen your heart? Daniel gave the Lord 10 days.
My God.
And he said, just give me 10 days.
My God.
Priority over my own wants.
My God.
Did you hear what I just said? Priority over my own needs.
My God.
Priority over what I would want to give my... God, you have precedence.
My God.
I trust you that you're going to do what you said that you will do. You will keep me in all my ways. I trust you, Lord, that if I acknowledge you, you're going to show enough direct my path. See, it started with God. See, most of us got it backwards. Watch this. We come to God out of crisis. But see, you don't have to come just because you're in crisis. No, just start with God from the beginning.
My God.
And when the crisis comes, God's already on the job. Amen. But see, we come to God in crisis mode, and now we want God to do a magic trick. Pull a rabbit up out your head. And I know you got, no, I'm already God. I'm already God. But see, Daniel gave him 10 days.
Amen.
And when he got to the 10 days, Nick,
My God.
they came and they checked. When they got to the 10th day, Miss Norman, Daniel's face
Amen.
and his countenance was much fairer than those that had eaten the king's portion and the king's meat.
Come on.
Wait a minute. Their countenance was much fairer than those that had eaten
Amen.
the king's meat. What am I saying? When you represent God
My Lord.
and you're fully committed to God, God is obligated to show up on your behalf.
Amen. Amen.
When your ways please the Lord, he will make even your enemies to be at peace with you.
Amen.
When your ways please the Lord, the enemy can come in like a flood, but the Lord will allow him to flee from you 7 different ways. When your ways please the Lord, he will move heaven and earth on your behalf. When they looked at Daniel, Daniel's face was shining like new money because God had kept them. And as God keeps you, he allows you to give him praise and glory and honor because you recognize that all of your help, it comes from the Lord. He stood up in the favor of God, and when you stand up for God, God will stand up for you. And that's where we are in this nation. Ain't nobody trying to stand up for God.
My God.
And the reason why nobody wants to stand up is because we are so prone looking for approval from people.
My God.
You can't be a prophet of God and look for approval from people. You got to look for approval from God and God Almighty. If we say that we're God's people, we ought to act like we're God's people. If we say that we're believers, then we ought to talk like we believe. If we say that we ought to live like we say. If we say that God is real, we ought to act like God is real. Daniel acted like what he believed.
Amen. Amen.
We're sitting up here saying everything what the Word of God says.
Good God. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus.
Preaching to entertain people as opposed to preaching the unadulterated gospel of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
We got to stand for God.
Good God Almighty.
And stand for holiness. And stand for righteousness. And stand for that which pleases God and not man.
Amen.
We don't last so long till our jaws are tired.
My God.
And when it's time for us to really stand, we can't stand.
Come on with it. Come on.
Because we're always looking for some monotheistic person to represent the faith. No, it's going to take all of us to represent the faith.
Amen.
God is looking for the sons of God to stand up and represent the manifestation of God by standing up and standing for that which is holy.
My God.
Amen. Amen.
My God. My God.
Daniel represented it. We're going to see in another couple of chapters over, we're going to see the king of Persia rise up against
My God.
Daniel. You're going to see that Daniel is going to continue to be about prayer. 4th point, prayer. That Daniel had a prevailing prayer life.
My God.
See, when you have a prevailing prayer life, you already know what's coming.
Amen.
Because while you're praying, he reveals it to you.
Amen.
So that when it shows up, you're not caught off guard. See, that's what he tells us. Watch as well as pray.
Amen.
Because if we're praying, we will see it.
Amen.
Daniel was praying.
My God.
Daniel was vigilant.
Jesus.
Daniel was godly. Daniel stood
My
on
God.
principle. Daniel stood in faith.
Amen.
Daniel trusted the Lord above his own human abilities.
Jesus. Help us, Lord. Help us.
See, I know we're skilled. I know we're smart. But faith is greater than intellect.
Amen.
Amen.
Faith is greater than intellect.
Sure, yeah.
I know you're smart, but faith is greater than intellect. And if all you're working on, I don't know who I've come to minister to today, but if you're working intellect, you've already got what intellect can do. But if you'll work your faith will give you more than your intellect can give you.
Good God Almighty.
The favor of God is the currency of the kingdom, and God's favor will take you places that intellect can't take you.
That's right. Amen. Amen.
I'm talking to somebody.
My God.
God's favor and your faith will take you places that intellect won't take you.
My God.
God's faith and God's favor will take you where your degree won't get you.
Yes, Lord.
Trust me, I know I got it.
Amen.
God's favor will open doors for you that no man can close, and it'll close doors that no man can open. I'm in the Word of God. But you got to stand on it.
Amen.
You got to believe it above everything else.
Amen. That's right. That's right.
You got to trust it above everything else. You got to know it above everything else. See, as skilled as he was, watch this. Watch this. And I'm done. If you keep reading the text, integrity promoted Daniel.
Amen.
It's right here in the text. His integrity and his faith in God promoted him.
Amen.
When you get to Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, their faith that when they got in the fiery furnace, what did they say? King, we want you to live forever, but it doesn't matter what God does. What we do know is that we ain't going to bow to you, and we ain't going to serve you.